Hey, peace, peace, peace. So, yeah, man, often happens. Sometimes you turn off the camera and guys say, nope, you got more to talk about. so, so it's come to me. It's been come to me for, maybe a couple weeks now to talk about this thing about soul ties. Lilith jumping out in the reverse, right, on the reading for the week, right? We got, the tarot is talking about the King of Wands in reverse, right next to the Knight of Wands in reverse, right? You know, yeah, man, there is youthful folly somewhere in all of this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Heru, right? There's Heru. This is Heru cycle, right? So this is, this is a prime time to really talk about this, right? I remember back in the days, right? Back in the days when I was a teenager, right? Most likely, this is what I'm about to speak on something that was going on in my neighborhood, with my group of friends, etc., right? Most likely, 100% sure this was going on in most of the other hoods around, right? We had this thing about, like, it was it was like a sports sex culture, right? Where the big prevailing idea was whether or not you was a quote unquote butt getting good, right? You know what I mean? Is you a butt getting or not, right? That was the thing back in the day. Butt getting, you know what I'm saying? That's how we used to talk back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Was you a butt getting or no butt getting, right? Basically. And that's, see, I was put here to rethink the bull esh, right? You know what I'm saying, and spit it out, because yeah, man, that's the type of thing that, like, when you look at it, right, that's killing us, right? That's hurting us hard. That mentality right there, right? And I remember I used to look at my brother, like years ago, and be like, yo, bro, like, you really are still into the same stuff that we was into back then. Like, when you gonna grow up? Like, when you gonna get involved and get an understanding about something that is different from the stuff that we used to do as teenagers, right? Develop a new mentality type of thing, right? Because, life keeps going, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, that was good for us back then. Actually, that was the wackest thing that we could have been in. Why? Well, because, first of all, there are things going on with people, on an internal level. Every human that you encounter, right? You listen to Sadhguru talk, right? The, Indian mystic, the Hindu, mystic, right? It's out here, you know what I mean? Many, the Hindus have a tradition where, some of them don't even want to touch your hand. They don't want to shake hands. It's not about, hey, how you doing? No, it's about, hey, what's going on? They're not trying to shake your hand. Why? Because they don't want to develop a tie with you, right? They don't want to develop a tie that is outside of their own karma, right? We got our own situations that we're dealing with. We got our own crazy, weird, negative spirits or whatever it is that's with us, right? And then you're talking about opening up yourself literally to somebody else's. But then, how I'm talking about it, like, this is a sport thing, right? Where we doing it, like, we going to the mall with, the mind of how many numbers is we going to get? Who's going to be the one to get the most phone numbers today, right? Who's going to be the one that it's the most chicks this week, right? Yeah, like, that's the culture, that was the culture back then, and it most likely is still the culture now. Why? Because, that's how we grow up. We grow up with this thing, it's about dominating the women. You know what I'm saying? This is how the males do. And now I think that thing is jumped over because the women are misguided to think that they should act like the men. So now this is the women that's doing this thing, right? We got this, oh, I'm poly culture, right? That's the culture now. So what are you doing? You are literally opening up your legs and letting in man after man who is attached to all kinds of spirits because he a hoe, right? If he a hoe, he got all kinds of ish around his head as he talks to you that you can't see, right? And now you just invited that into your life. And now you're going to do that with the next because you poly, right? Right? You're doing something, right? Because I don't know what see, there's this thing, many times, women got to really get it corrected. Y'all really should put a lot more respect on this thing about, the male, right, in your life, because really y'all follow the males. Okay, I don't care how divine you are, right? I don't care how, the woman's womb is the birthplace of the world and all of that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But y'all following the men out here, right? Trying to be like the men, trying to develop the mentality of the men. Okay, and the men have a sports sex culture that y'all are now, imitating, right? Emulating. Right? And this is what's passed around in our society. So what do we have? We have many, many people, men and women, who are developing these weird ass soul ties. You know what I'm saying? A soul tie is when you take on the karma that you are letting in your life that someone else has. Right? Same thing I told you that these, many of the Hindu folks are trying to avoid. They're like, yo, I'm not trying to, take on the stuff that you trying to take, that you got, right? I don't know what you got. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to get too close to you. Thank you for the confirmation. I'm not trying to get too close to you to get none of that. You know what I'm saying? And now we're not dealing with it like that, right? Because why? We out here, it's all about the King of Wands in reverse out here. It's all about the Knight of Wands in reverse out here. It's all about the Lilith in reverse out here, right? You know what I'm saying? Wild femininity in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Yo, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But, look, like, you got to see it deeper. It's deeper than just, I'm a butt-getting nigga, right? Or I'm poly, right? You know what I mean? It's deeper than just I'm pleasuring myself with these people. No, you taking on soul ties. And you should look at your karma. Like, examine your life. What's happening? You know what I mean? What's happening in your life that you could attribute directly to the way that you handling your sex out here? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Are you someone who is respecting yourself? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about males and females. I'm talking about both of us, right? Because it takes both of us to make this nation, right? And I don't, yo, man, we really need to look at how we are looked at by other races, okay? Right? But I know that sports sex culture was not solely to my past group of friends. You know what I'm saying? We do this. This is what we do. You know what I mean? Many men who walk around in a powerless state, right? Mentally, psychologically, right? Because of how the world has treated us, right? We take it out on our women. We say, okay, now I'm going to dominate this female because I don't got no power in this world. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to, make her, submit to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you do, you know what I mean? But that's a devilish mentality. And you are rolling in that devil, right? So you wallowing in the mud, right? And you forcing somebody else to wallow in the mud. You know what I'm saying? Y'all women who's following that, you know what I mean? Y'all going for this, y'all know this person is a hoe, right? You know this person got all kinds of spiritual ties, right? That, maybe you don't know. Well, let me tell you, you know what I mean? Spirit ties exist. And when you see your karma going down, you can't get these things started, and your motivation is lacking, and your vitality is low. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you're not remembering, all the ties that you made, with these people who are now, in your energy. You know what I'm saying? This is a real thing I'm talking about. Look at the state of our people. I'm saying, look at the state of our people. This is a real thing. You know what I mean? It is definitely necessary to be stingy with your person. You know what I'm saying? In 2024, it's too much going around. Okay? It's too much going around, and people are willy-nilly with their sexual energy out here. People are unresponsible with their sexual energy out here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? What you carrying? You better do readings on your partner. You know what I mean? You know, because you don't know who that person's dealing with. You know what I mean? Some of y'all do know, but yeah. Look, you better do readings on your partner. You know what I'm saying? And, yo, if you got a whole lot of partners, yo, I just feel sorry for your life. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think that's relevant, especially this week with this, you know, with the readings that we just did. You know what I'm saying? It's relevant to speak on this sex culture that we got where we just willy-nilly out here. We ain't paying no attention to the soul ties that we create. That's a real thing. Like, you know what I mean? Just because you can't see it, you know what I mean? Many of y'all have rejected spiritual things because you can't see it. Well, that's your folly. You know, that is your folly. That is a source of wisdom to understand how things are happening on the inner planes around your physical ass. You know what I'm saying? This is a truth. You know what I'm saying? So look, man, I ain't going to belabor the point. Heed. You know what I'm saying? Heed what I'm talking about, man. Spiritual ties is real. You know what I mean? Watch how you dealing with your sexual energy. And that's it. Peace and love.